Let's go. We're back with another presentation of knowledge. This is going to be a huge one. Sitting here, this little standing desk I got. Super nice. Loving this shit. Do you feel lost? A lot of people do. A lot of men do, especially in this day and age. And this is exactly why you feel lost. I'm going to tell you exactly why you feel lost and how to fix it, how to not feel lost anymore, and what to do if you do feel lost right now. And I'm going to start off by saying that I've been lost. I've been freaking lost so many times. I'm going to start by telling you a story about how I just started throwing darts at the wall. After I graduated college, I just went out into the workforce, right? Started working a 9-to-5 job. I was at a medical software company, right? And you can watch my other YouTube videos to hear my whole story on why I left and everything like that. But essentially, I just was not happy, and I knew I was destined for more than just sitting behind the fluorescent lights, right? So even though I traveled a bit. But I just started throwing darts at the wall. Like after I quit that job, I literally just actually during that job, I was like, how can I live the life that I want to live? So I started doing affiliate marketing. I started learning how to make money online. And even while I was still at that job, I was reinvesting every single dollar that I had back into this life of self-improvement, of trying to learn how to live a better life. I call it throwing darts at the wall. I literally tried a million different things. Affiliate marketing. I tried freaking drop shipping for a while. Everyone and their mom has tried drop shipping, right? I actually started my own watch brand. So it's called Yafera. A lot of you might already know about it, but I ordered these from freaking China. I made the logo. I knew exactly, I figured out how to contact these manufacturers and put everything on these watches. I got them all in bulk. I was so excited for all this. I made an account. I started building and grinding, right? Didn't work out in the end. I mean, I still have the watches. I still wear them to this day. I still give them away as gifts, but I figured out that I wasn't really the e-com kind of guy. Didn't really want to pursue anything like that. So I just went to the next dart. I threw it. It hit maybe like a 17, but it didn't hit a triple 20. It didn't hit a bullseye. So I was like, I got to move on. I quit my job and took all the money that I had, threw everything into my car, moved out to California, started selling solar panels, started knocking door to door. You guys have heard this on my other videos. I was literally knocking doors, literally going up to people's doors, knocking and say, hey, this can save you money. Do you want solar panels on your house? And you can get paid pretty well, to be honest. You can see right here, well, this doesn't make sense to you, but yeah, I mean, it saves a lot of people a lot of energy if they have it on their house instead of getting power from the freaking utility company, going to the whole spiel, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, made some solid money doing that, but eventually I was like, I got to get out of here. I got to make money online. I almost have everything I want, right? But I need to make money online so I can do it from wherever. So that's when I started getting into the online world, the online business world. This is in Hawaii. Actually, I was working on the beach, which is not as productive as all the gurus tell you. It's kind of hard to work on the beach. Actually, you can't even see your freaking screen. But this picture represents a lot more to me than it might for you, because I'm literally working and making money on the beach. That freaking feeling of freedom that I had at that moment was just incredible, because I wasn't stuck in my job in the cold, right? I wasn't stuck in a certain state in California in order to make money. I could make money from wherever I wanted, and I loved that freedom. And that freedom is going to be what leads into exactly why you feel lost right now. In order to kind of explain this, you have to understand more about the masculine imperative. The masculine imperative is a concept that men as a whole need certain things in order to be happy, in order to be successful, in order to actually live the life that they truly want to live. And these are very, very basic principles. The first one just being freedom. And this can be split up into 3 types of freedom. You've heard me talk about these before. Financial freedom, you have to be making enough money to actually be happy. Location freedom, you have to be able to make that money from wherever you want, not tied to a certain location, right? And you have to be able to do it whenever you want, in the form of time freedom. You have to be able to make your own schedule. If you're clocking into work every day, you might be making really good money and you might be able to work remote, go wherever you want. But if you're clocking in at 9 a.m., clocking out at 5 p.m., someone's still telling you what to do. You don't have full freedom. You might be okay with that level of freedom, but if you want to be fully free, you need all three: financial, location, and time freedom. That is the very, very baseline of the masculine imperative. You have to have at least that level of freedom if you want to build the foundation of a truly free life, right? But even if you have that freedom, like homeless people have that freedom, right? Well, they don't have the financial freedom, but they can kind of wander around and they can do whatever they want. But homeless people have no purpose. And that is incredibly important as a man, to have this purpose, to have something in life that you're driving towards, to have something that you're building, to have something that you're creating. Like, it's important to have something to work on, something to build. Because if you don't, you're just going to be sitting there bored, and you're going to get caught up into things that don't matter. Like, that's why people probably do a lot of drugs, because they just don't have anything else to do, and then they end up getting addicted. I promise you, if they were working on a business that was making them millions of dollars, and then some people do still get addicted to drugs in that scenario. But the point being, if you have a purpose and something that drives you, it gets you out of bed in the morning and it makes you happy. Because we as men, inherently, in the bottom of our hearts, want to accomplish things. We want to do things. We want to build things. We want to create things. We love that kind of energy. We don't do well sitting stagnant. Females are a little bit different. Women are a little bit different. But men have to conquer. We have to go hunt. It's built into us. It's wired into our DNA. You have to have a purpose. So if you don't have a purpose, you need to find out what you enjoy doing, or even if you don't enjoy doing it, you need to find something that is going to occupy your time, something to build towards. Think about a Lego set, right? Boys love freaking Lego sets when they're small, because it's just they're doing something, right? Children in general. We have to have a purpose. And if we hit that purpose, then we get a little rush of dopamine. You could get into the science as well, but in order to be productive with this, you have to have a level of structure. You have to have a level of routine. You have to have things that you need to do. You have to have a checklist of items to check off. You have to have these things. Otherwise, even if you do have a purpose, you're not going to know where to start. You're not going to get anything done. If I say, oh, I want to work on my business, but I don't make the checklist of, okay, I got to make the logo. Okay, I got to order the watches. Okay, I got to contact the manufacturer. If I don't have all these things laid out, then I'm not going to have the structure to be able to do anything, and I'm not going to end up getting anything done. I'm just going to sit there. A major one as well is a support group. Like support, like we were meant to be tribal. We were meant to hunt in groups, in packs together, like back in the primal days, right? So if you don't have people around you that are on that same mission, that same grind, you're still going to be a bit lost. You're still not going to be as happy as you could be, because you're doing it by yourself, and doing it by yourself is hard. Entrepreneurship in general is hard. I'm not even saying only for entrepreneurship, but whatever you're doing, going to the gym by yourself is harder than doing it with a buddy, because you don't have that accountability partner. You don't have that accountability to pull you out of that rut when your brain tells you to quit. Like, you need that support group. You need those people around you that are telling you exactly, or they're keeping you accountable. You need a community, essentially. This is what this means, support. You need a community. You need people around you. Even if you're done, even if you're retired, even if you built your business, you made your millions. If you're by yourself in the middle of the woods, you're not going to be as happy as if you were surrounded by the men that you built that business with, by the men that you lived that life with. You're going to share that, you're going to bond over that shared similar purpose that you guys had over your life, and you're going to be a lot happier. So that community is extremely important as well. If you're not around people right now that are thinking like you need to do whatever you can to get around those kinds of people. That's one of the most important parts. And then success. You're still going to feel lost if you're not hitting any success. If you're going to the gym every single day but you're not getting bigger, you're going to feel like you're doing something wrong, and you're going to feel very lost. So you need to reach some level of success. And in order to reach that success, what you need to do is basically gamify your life. You need to progressive overload your life. You need to set goals, hit those goals, and then reach a little bit higher each time. Continuous improvement. That's what you need to do in order to reach that level of success. Think about the gym. If you go to the gym and lift the same weight every single week, you're not going to get any bigger. But if you know what you lifted last week with the same weight and you try to push for that one more, your muscle's going to grow a little bit. And then the next week, a little bit more. Next week, a little bit more. And you're progressive overloading life, or in this instance, the gym, and that success keeps you moving. It gives you momentum. So all of these go into the same pot of not making you feel lost, giving you purpose, giving you something to work for. This is all, it all goes into the same exact thing. You need all of these. Otherwise, there's still going to be something missing for you. And then there's a very different aspect of it as well. Check out these pictures. I love vintage art, bro. Vintage art's my favorite. Like look at all these like freaking killers, bro. Like men, they're freaking on their grind. This guy's looking at his work. This guy's looking at his work. This guy's, thinking about how he's gonna freaking like improve his life. This guy's looking off into the distance, thinking about his mission. This guy's on his own grind. Like this guy is in love with this girl, right? And that's exactly where he wants to be in that moment. Like that level of like purpose, that level of intensity that you have towards what you're looking for is exactly the type of energy that you need to bring to the table in order to feel fulfilled and not feel lost. But that kind of leads into this one right here, kind of leads into the next part of this, which is a little bit different. In order to not feel lost, in order to be happy at the end of the day, you need a family. And that starts with a woman, yeah. It does. You have to talk to women in order to make that happen. But you need a family. You need to build a family. A lot of men work so hard on their business. I've talked to so many like older men that have spent so much time working on their business, and now they're 45 years old, 50 years old, and like all they want is a woman. All they want is to build a family. And they're like, shoot, man, like time's kind of running out. Like I've had a great life. Yeah, I've had like a good time with lots of chicks, but like I don't have an actual woman for me. And that's sad. It makes me sad to listen to a lot of those people in the way that they talk, because they're missing something so core that if they just would have focused on that a little bit earlier, while they're building their business and while they're upgrading, then they would be a lot more fulfilled. And it's not like it's too late right now, but it's definitely not the same, because you just missed 20 years of your life that you could have had a beautiful life and grown a beautiful family with. And it probably wouldn't have affected your business that much if you're really on your grind. If you really care about it, like you're going to be successful either way. Like I hate this, like, grind as much as you can and then have kids when you're 40 type deal. Like kids are beautiful, man. And if you have kids, like I want 1 million kids, right? So if I'm waiting till I'm 40, like, that time is running out. But yeah, that starts with just a beautiful woman. Like some people like different types. Some people like, bad girls and drama. Some people like good girls and wholesome and everything like that. That's the way that I lean towards. Beautiful picture here. And essentially, like, that's what it starts with. You have to have a woman and you have to build a family if you truly want happiness at the end of the day, because you're going to regret it at the end of the day. I guarantee you. A lot of people are going to be reply guys and they're going to say, oh, well, I don't want kids. Like, I don't think, like, I promise you, bro, even if you never admit it to yourself, like when you're on your deathbed, you're going to be sad that you don't have a family supporting you, a family around you. I want to be sitting in that chair at the end of the day, like in the Iron Throne in the middle, and like there's like 50, 60, 70 people scattered around me, and I'm like, yeah, they all came from my balls. That's where I want to be. I want to build that level of a family. Like I just want generations surrounding me of happiness, because that's really what we were put on this earth to do. And no matter how much you try to convince your brain that building your business is going to be the priority, like our biology is going to win that battle every single time. So focus on finding the girl that's right for you. And I'm not saying get someone pregnant right now. I'm just saying, like, this is going to have to go into the equation. I know a lot of people that are very, very successful on paper, but they're still lost. They're still extremely lost. And this is a big factor to it. So, should you make a change? Or if you're reading this, should I make a change? And the answer is 100% of the time, yes. There's never a time where that answer should be no. It's always yes. Because if you're considering making a change, it means that there is an upgraded version of which you could be changed into, which means that's the version of who you should become. 100% of the time. Like, in what world is this guy going to get better results than this guy? In any area of life, not just in the gym. Like, this guy's going to have more business, this guy's going to have more girls, this guy's going to get more attention, people are going to like this guy better. I'm not saying, like, become a bodybuilder. I'm just saying, like, in any way that you can change, if you're considering, like, should I get better, that's always the answer. The answer is never to not get better at life, at everything. So if you're considering, like, I don't know if I should commit to something, or I don't know if I should just do everything. Just be the jack of all trades, right? With a big G. I'm coining that, the jack of all trades. Be the jack of all trades. Get good at everything. I am 80% good at pretty much anything. I can play tennis. I can shoot pool. I'm not a master. I'm not the best in the world at any of those things, but I can keep up. I can have conversations in pretty much any scenario that you throw me in. just because of my natural ability to just start getting better at everything, start learning about everything, reading, accumulating knowledge. So always say yes if you're considering making a change. It's important. But how do you do that? It's easier said than done, right? It's way easier said than done. Like, yeah, you could say, okay, yeah, I want to make a change. I want to put on like 40 pounds of muscle mass and, be super huge in the gym. Like that, like Corey. But it's hard, right? You have to have all of those things that we went over earlier. You have to have the structure. You have to have a purpose. You have to have a why behind why you're doing it. You have to have that support, and you have to see some success. Like, these are things that you need in order to reach the level that you actually want to reach and not be lost in life in general. But it starts with your mindset. That's the very foundation. Like, the very, very foundation is your mindset. Because if you don't actually make what do they say in AA, Alcoholics Anonymous or whatever? It's like the first step is admitting you actually have a problem or something like that. I'm not in AA, so I don't know. But mindset is the first step. It's the foundational step in every single scenario. You have to have a strong mindset. You have to know why you're reaching towards what you're trying to reach to and what you're even reaching towards in the first place. You have to literally visualize that life that you are going to be living once you reach this goal. And once you have that mindset, then you need discipline, because it can be great to visualize it. Oh yeah, I want a big house. I want, lots of, women, and I want to, but if you don't actually have the discipline to get the stuff done, when you're not motivated, you need that discipline, then you're never going to get it. You can visualize it all you want, but you're never going to get it if you don't actually do the things that need to be done in order to do it on a consistent basis. There's a bunch of stuff on, motivation, Twitter and stuff like that. It's like the motivation is when they do like 10 pull-ups really fast and then they give up. And discipline is like when they do one pull-up at a time really slow, but it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on or whatever. It's true. It's cheesy, but it's true. You have to have that level of discipline, because if you don't do that on a daily basis, then you're not going to get there. It has to be something that you're focusing on day in and day out. Pretty much, if you choose to focus on anything day in and day out, like every single day, within a year, you're going to be like really pretty successful at it, right? I mean, like if you're running a business, there's lots of factors in place, right? But like if you dedicate your mind to anything, if you go to the gym, actually for a year, you're going to be pretty big. If you study Spanish for a year, you're going to be like consistently with discipline, then you're going to be pretty good at Spanish, right? You have to keep this level of discipline. And then you need to learn. If you feel lost, you need to learn, which is probably why you're still watching this video. You need to learn things that you don't completely understand yet, or that you don't know about yet. And every single one of us has a certain caliber and certain levels of this knowledge that we're always accumulating. I'm always learning. That's why I'm always networking. That's why I'm always finding people to learn from, because everyone has different skill sets than I do, right? And I have a different skill set than everyone does. And if you're continuously learning and investing in yourself, investing in your time and your knowledge, your time and your money, right? Because a lot of things are gatekept by money. Like, that just is what it is. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a scam. It means that it has value, because these people worked really, really hard for this knowledge. I've invested over $40,000 over my life in knowledge and in myself. And that's what's got me to where I am today. Now, you don't have to invest $40,000. That's not a prerequisite. But the mindset of being willing to dedicate yourself to not feeling lost anymore, and to learning, and to just accumulating what you can out of this world, is what's going to get you to the next step. So don't be afraid to invest in yourself. If there's someone that has like some course on something that you really want to learn, and you trust the person and you like what they do, like, obviously don't fall for any like scams or anything like that, but like that's probably going to help you. That's how I started. And without all of those things, I wouldn't have learned what I was good at, what I wasn't good at, what I liked, what I didn't like, because I just would have always never started and never done anything. And to be honest, like, even if I had that $40,000 back right now, like, I would, like, what would I do with it? Like, I'd be $40,000 richer, but I wouldn't have the knowledge that I have in order to make me $1 million richer. What's the saying? How much does it cost you to not be a millionaire? $1 million. Like, it costs you $1 million to not be a millionaire. Like, whatever needs, like, that's a lot of money. That's more money than whatever it would take to get the knowledge in order for you to get to $1 million. Hope that makes sense. So don't be afraid to invest in yourself. Don't be afraid to learn. Continuously learn. Learn everything that you can about the world, about life, about people, everything. This is all you need. You need a good mindset. You need to do it consistently, and you need to continuously learn. There's always things to learn, even if you're an expert in your field. Always things to learn. So things to keep in mind. Very, very important. Listen to this. Listen up. Things to keep in mind. You, right there. You are on your own journey. There is no one like you. As cheesy as that sounds, no one else is doing it the same way that you're doing it. No one else was given the same gifts. No one else was raised in the same home. No one else is doing it the exact same way that you're doing it. You're on their own journey, and you can't compare yourself to other people. This is a very, very hard concept to put your mind around when we're in this world of instant gratification. We're online. We're seeing these 17-year-olds in the crypto market becoming millionaires all of a sudden. If you learned what needed to be learned before and became a millionaire at 30, or however long it takes, you were going to be infinitely more well off than a 17-year-old that did not learn those things and just happened to get lucky on a moonshot shitcoin and get $1 million. You are on your own journey. You cannot compare yourself to other people in any way. There's no point in doing it anyway because it won't change anything. So just do whatever you need to do and don't worry about the other people. You're racing against the better version against yourself, not other people. That's a hard concept for people to understand. I'm going to say it again. You are racing and competing against a better version of yourself, not anyone else. So understand that this will take time. This is not going to happen overnight. This is a years, decades long process. You might not make $1 million tomorrow. You could. You might not make $1 million in 10 years. You could. But whatever you're going for, if you do it with a good mindset, with discipline, and with a willingness to learn, then you are going to get where you want to go. And it will take time. You just have to come to terms with that and tell your instant gratification brain to shut the fuck up. It's going to take time. But the cool part is it's a science. It's actual science, like at the gym, right? Anyone can get bigger. Anyone can choose to go in the gym and gain muscle or lose fat. There's actual science to this. It's not like it doesn't exist. Like if you go to the gym and you have a good workout plan and you hit your muscles to failure and then you recover and then you do it again and again and again and again and again, you're gonna get stronger. Like that's just the way that it works. That's the science. It's the same thing in life. If you put that dedication into whatever you're working on, you're going to get better. If you put that dedication into whatever your goals are, you are going to reach those goals. That's the secret law of the universe that our ancestors knew, that is written in all of the books of wisdom that were recommended to read, but that no one does. It's just about doing. You just got to do it and not quitting. That's why I love this quote. Never quit, for you are guaranteed success. So true. This means you are guaranteed success as long as you don't quit, is what it's saying. If you do quit, you're not guaranteed success. So as long as you just put in the consistent effort and never quit, then you're going to get to where you want to be. And that is going to be what you need to do in order to not feel lost. Because you'll gain this freedom. You'll have a purpose. You'll have that structure. You'll have that support and community, and you will reach that level of success. And then you can worry about whatever you want to worry about on the other end of it. But in order to get here, you need these 3 prerequisites. You need a good mindset, you need good discipline, and you need to invest in yourself. Or you need to learn, rather. So that's it. That's how to not feel lost. It takes time. I still feel lost, right? I'm on the path. I know I'm on the path. I know I'm where I'm supposed to be, but I still feel lost. I think everyone does that's in a similar situation as me. I know you do. Probably Elon Musk feels lost, right? I mean, he's probably at the level to where he knows exactly what he needs to do, but there's probably a part of him that isn't complete. That's why he's so driven. That's why he wants to keep doing things. That's why he wants to get into politics. Like, there's probably a little bit of him that is a little bit lost. So as long as you get to a point to where you can have that freedom, that full freedom, time, location, monetary, where you have that purpose, where you have that structure, that support, that success, family, these are the ingredients that it's going to take to not feel lost. So that's it. Coming at you with some more PowerPoint presentations here very, very, very soon. We're getting back into this YouTube thing, boys. So let's frickin' get it.